Hello, guys. It's Casper here again with another episode for Ruud Talk. Welcome back to the video podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking with Barbara. Hey, Barbara, how are you?
Hey, Casper, thanks so much for taking the time once again. I can't believe this is already the sixth time we're doing this podcast together.
Yeah.
Last time we had a chat at the Laver Cup, remember? And you actually talked with the boys, with Roger and with Rafa about this podcast. When are you going to bring them along?
Oh, good question. I think they have been rather busy the last months with everything going on with Roger and Rafa having a baby. Congratulations to him, of course. And yeah, I'm. It's not it was not the right time to ask this time, but maybe in the future, from 2023 or so. Let's see if we can get some other guests on this.
All right, let's have a goal for this for next year, for 2023. You've achieved one of your goals already. You've qualified for the ATP Finals in Turin. Congratulations. How much of a goal was that for you at the beginning of the year, and how proud are you of yourself to have achieved that?
Yeah, it was definitely a goal, but it's not easy, obviously, to reach that. It's you see it every year. Last year, I was one of the guys who were really fighting towards the end, coming down the stretch to get there. And this year, or every year, it's always the same. Some players, they qualify earlier than others, and you have this group of guys that are, catching up or fighting really hard in the end of the season to make it. And this year, I've been bit more fortunate. I knew already a couple months ago that I would make it, so that was a very nice feeling, of course. But it's finally around the corner. It's been a long season, a long year, but it's the perfect way to end it, to be able to play there. And last year I had a great time, but at the same time I knew that this might be the only chance I ever play this tournament. So I'm going to try, of course, to use it as motivation to come back. And I have been able to do so this year. So I'm very happy about that. And I knew that this year was going to be an important one for me, with all the sort of points and tournaments that I had to defend. But I've been able to do so and get even more points. But I'm ready. I've been having a couple of days off at home and ready to head to Turin tomorrow, actually.
I just wanted to ask you where you are. So you're still in Norway and heading to Turin tomorrow?
Last evening at home before we're going tomorrow morning.
Oh, nice being able to sleep in your own bed. I think Rafa, he's already in Turin. Did you see that? And he's probably one of the first ones to be there. He probably needs that preparation as well.
Yeah, I heard that he was going to go there today on Wednesday, and I guess he has kept his promise and got there today. I'm not sure. I have not seen him arrive myself, but as you're saying it, I can imagine it's true. He hasn't been playing that many tournaments lately since the US Open, only once in Paris, and it didn't go as well as he had hoped, I can imagine. So he wants a couple of extra days to prepare, and it's the last push of the year, last tournament and last event of the year. And I know that he's probably hungry to try to win. He has never been able to win it before. So with the level that he showed in Australia this year, and if he's physically fit, he's of course one of the contenders to win.
Great knowledge that you knew that he never won the ATP Finals before. How is it in Turin? I mean, you've been there last year. You're heading there tomorrow. But what's so special about those ATP Finals there?
Well, it's the Italian sports fans, tennis fans are some of the loudest and most passionate there is. So that's one definitely fun thing. And if you have their support, it's great. If you play in Italian and they are sort of not against you, but more for the other, it's tougher. But I had a great time last year. Luckily, I didn't end up in a group with Berrettini or Sinner, who stepped in for him. So I didn't have to face that. But I had a great time. It's a special city. It's a city you probably would not go if it was not for this tournament. So it was great. It was great to see another city, another part of Italy, except for Rome, that we go every year. So I know it has a lot of history. I believe there is a church there that has the blanket, I believe, that was on top of Jesus Christ when he was buried, and in his and is it cast? It's called now. Yeah.
Well, I would have to actually look that up, but well,
yeah,
I
think at least I saw some pictures that the blanket on top of Jesus Christ is hanging there, or a copy or replica, and you see that you see his face sort of as a print in the blanket that from being on top of him. So that's quite special. I can imagine for Christian people around the world, it's a big city to visit, and that church specifically. So I'm gonna see if I can go there this year. I didn't have the chance to go, but it's some of my team members, they did, and it told me it was spectacular.
Well, if you never make it any further in tennis, I know what you're going to be. You could be a perfect tour guide. That sounded really interesting. I can see you with the umbrella, going through Turin.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to that church, everyone.
Yeah.
I played the championships once, and that it was in New York, and we played in Madison Square Garden. I felt like I am a genius. I made it there. The best eight players were there, or 16 players, I can't even remember, were there, and it was so special. We had our own locker, we had our own driver. Everything was everything was handed on a golden tray, pretty much. Is it like that in Turin when you go there? Give us just a little bit of insights. What's when you're on site, what's happening there? How special it is?
Yeah, it is. We all get our own bodyguard, actually. So wow, that's even a step up from Madison Square Garden, I believe. So the arena is maybe not the same as what Madison Square Garden can offer. It's a little smaller, but it's great atmosphere, and like I said, the fans are so passionate. They keep waiting outside our hotel from morning to night every single day, hoping to get a glimpse.
That's why you need the bodyguard.
Yeah, that's why we need a bodyguard, and we get our own driver and car as well, and we have everything as we would like it, and it's a great feeling. And like you said, we have a big locker room only for ourselves, which is nice. Typically you sit in the locker room with others, which is no problem for me, but it could be nice to have your own private space every once in a while, and that's what you get in Turin. So it's great. Food is great. I love Italian food, so you'll find good food everywhere. I think it's actually truffle is it's very big and typical in the area, specialty in the area. So I know that they take a lot of pride in the truffles there, and I think it's this. I believe last year when we were there, they said that it was the right season to have a truffle. So let's see if it's the same this year. Yeah, it's a pretty strong taste. So I think either you don't like it at all, or you like it. So I'm on the like it side.
I think me too. I think there's different kinds of truffle as well. There's the ones which are a little bit stronger, the ones which are really expensive, the ones which are a little bit cheaper. But I'm getting hungry now. You definitely have to enjoy that and have a bit of pasta for me with nice truffle on top. Who are you taking there? Who's accompanying you to Turin this year?
We are a big team. We have pretty much. I think it's a nice thing to gather sort of everyone to get to experience this event because it's so special. So everyone from agents to everyone, coach, physio, fitness coach, mother, family. My partner Maria, who I live with, she's in the background here, but she's.
Where is she? I always get to see her normally.
I think she's in the shower getting ready for some dinner.
All right,
but
I won't disturb her.
But yeah, she will come, and actually her sister and her husband to be. So we're a big group, and I think it's nice to have them experience this. So you will if you're there, you will see a big team around me, which is nice.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm not going to be physically there, but I'm definitely going to watch it. I hope they all fit in the box. I hope so too. In Turin. What about the round robin format? How do you like that? Because last year, obviously, when you qualified, you played that format as well. You lost the first round, but then you ended up being in the semi finals. How different of an approach is that, and how different in general is it for you compared to being in a draw?
Yeah, it's different. It's nice in a way because you'll get 3 guaranteed matches, no matter if you win them all, win 1, win 2, or lose them all. You're gonna have a great experience. And last year, like you said, I lost the first one, and typically you will be out of the tournament, but I was able to turn it around and win my next 2 matches and move on to the semifinals. So it kind of gives you a second chance if you have a little bit of a bad start, which is nice in a way. You feel like you can maybe relax a little more when you're playing your first match, because you can still be in it even though you lose that. So I like it. Group round robin group stages is typical in many other sports. So it's it's nice. It's only 1 tournament a year we do it, except for maybe United Cup, which will be played next year. We'll have round robin as well, but the group stages. So it's nice. It sort of gives you a second chance. Like I said, if you were to lose your first match, you'll still be in somehow, and you have the chance to move on. And then if you make the semis, it's tell me, Barbara.
Different. I have so many questions, and we only have that half an hour, so we better go for it. With the other guys who are playing, who've qualified for the ATP Finals, with some of them, you've been in a team actually at the Laver Cup, and that was a time where you were really bonding, and you got to find out so many things about each other. Will that completely be pushed aside, or will there be a dinner maybe together before, or is it just individuals once again?
I think it's individuals once again. The draw is tomorrow, I think, around noon, so then you'll know which group you end up in. And the only one I believe I won't be in the group with, that I know for sure, is maybe going to be Daniil Medvedev, because I am ranked, I believe, 3 or 4, and he's 3 or 4 or whatever. So you can't. You always, like, number 1 and number 2 are going to be different groups. Number 3 and 4 different, 5, 6 different, and 7 and 8, and otherwise you won't know. So at least I know I won't be in the group with Daniil if things stay this way and everyone plays. So I could have a dinner with him tomorrow, but I'm sure he's busy with his stuff. And he, like I said about Rafa, he also had a kid recently, so he's probably want to spend time with his daughter rather than with me, which is very understandable. But they're all nice guys. But it's individual. It's all business. When we come there, we'll do some pictures together, of course, but we're all gonna be competitors and try to win against anyone you play. So it's gonna be fun. That's what I felt like it was last year, at least.
Yeah, I'm sure you have lots of commitments once you get there, but I think it's easy just to get all that energy together for that last big highlight of the year. Casper, let's talk about the last season. How has it been for you? Are you happy with where you're at, what you have achieved? And what are your personal highlights?
Yeah, for sure. There have been quite a few that stand out, of course, but big results in big tournaments are definitely always going to, once you're going to remember more than others. But I played 3 finals in what I would call big tournaments, which are the ATP Thousands and Grand Slams, which is considered like a big tournament, I guess we can call it that. And unfortunately I lost them all, but I had a great time, nonetheless, to play. And especially 2 of the 3 finals being on hard court is not something I pictured myself in the beginning of the year that could be realistic at all. So things have been going better than what I expected, but at the same time, or especially in the big tournaments, but at the same time, I've had some tough losses as well. At least 1 match, I believe, that I lost with match points, which is always going to be tough. That's going to sting for a long time, and I still remember that in Barcelona this year against Carreño Busta. So that's something I remember. Not a great memory, and some other matches that I wish I could have won if I'd done different things. But I have also faced a little injury troubles in the beginning of the year. I was a little bit unfortunate in Australia. I rolled my ankle the day before the tournament. I remember coming to you and talking about it the day after or 2 days after. So that was a very tough start to the year. You're on the plane for 50 hours back and forth, and you don't end up not playing a single match there. So that's really tough. You feel like you waste your time, of course, but you can never know. That's crazy about tennis. Like, these things can happen in splits of a second and you regret it right away. But there's nothing to do about that. I went to South America and I actually won a tournament, which was really fun. I sort of defended my title in Buenos Aires, the first title that I ever won due to the COVID rankings protocols where it was frozen points, blah, blah, blah. So, and I played Diego Schwartzman in the final, which was also a great experience, playing him at his home tournament, home city, and feeling that South American passion for tennis and for their home favorites was really fun in a way. Maybe because I won, it made it even more fun for me.
Yeah, I think there's more things to be proud of than negative things. You were talking a lot about the negative things, and I think tennis, it's so close together as well. Like success and then disappointment as well, like in no other sport, right?
Yeah, there are many positive things as well. And one thing that is maybe not the biggest results of my career, but something I remember, is that I was able to win a match at Wimbledon this year, which was a nice accomplishment for me, because before this match, I think myself and my father were 0-8 in Wimbledon first round. So we had never won a single match at Wimbledon.
Ruud family.
Yeah. So at least I broke that little curse that I had. So that was a nice feeling, winning in Wimbledon. That's something I hope I can do again. But it was definitely a fun summer. Starting with Roland Garros, that result, and then, even though I've said, of course, that I don't feel that my game is too comfortable on grass, I still enjoy playing on it because it's completely different, and you have to. There's so many more aspects or different aspects in clay on hard court. So it's a fun challenge, and I will try to improve on it, of course, and feel more comfortable. But maybe the win from this year can help. And then, going back to the clay for a little bit, I had a great time in Gstaad, where I ended up winning the tournament, the great final against Berrettini, and then
that's why you didn't come to Kitzbühel.
That's why, that cost me the Kitzbühel return. So that was unfortunate, but let's see if next year if I can be able to come back. And then the US swing, of course, a little bit up in the beginning. Making semis in Montreal was a great result for me, and then a little bit down next week. I lost the first round to this great young talent, Ben Shelton, who played really well, and then gave me some time off to practice and get ready for US Open, where I had also the best result of my life. So it's been going a little up and down, but like I said, the highs have been really high, and not going to say the lows have been really low, but it's a little bit more like this than last year. It was very steady all over. Winning many tournaments, reaching quarterfinal, semifinal, almost every tournament that I played, except for the Grand Slam. So I was a little bit more steady last year, but this year I've been able to do better in the Grand Slams, which are ultimately what we dream about on players.
Yeah, and it's great that you can go to the Australian Open. You have no points to defend, and then also Wimbledon. I want to see you in the second week there, Casper.
Well, now no one has any points to defend for Wimbledon next year, so it's going to be many points up for grabs. Yeah,
that's true. But I just personally, I want to. You can do it on grass, so I want to see you in that second week, and renting a house. Remember?
Yeah, that could be. Maybe that's what I need to do to be able to do well. Believe that I can
exactly
stay longer. Yeah.
Listen to me. How much have you got left in the tank? We know that it's always rough as a tennis player. You're on the court traveling for 10 months, 11 months a year. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we saw a beautiful video of you on the treadmill where you were sprinting. I don't know how many kilometers per hour you were going, but you're still looking like there's plenty left in the tank. But tell us.
Yeah, I mean, I was a bit tired after the Asian swing. Honestly, I was feeling a little bit, every day I felt a little heavier than the day before. It was tough to get the body going and so on. But after that, I went home. I had 2.5 great weeks at home, resting and getting physically a little bit stronger again, and building some muscle weight, doing some tough sessions. And we had a tough period. And of course, the results didn't come now that I wanted them to. Maybe, for example, in Basel and Paris, I wish I could have done better, but it was not due to me feeling bad or anything. I'm very motivated and ready for the last tournament now. It's sort of the last race, last push of the season. So it's not like it's not like I'm feeling too tired at the moment, but yeah, it's going to be nice. Obviously, knowing the season is done, it's always nice. You can sort of breathe out and just be a normal person for a couple of weeks until you sort of reset and get ready for a new year. So there won't be too much time for me in this off season, as I'm going to South America directly from Turin to play some exhibition top matches with Rafa, similar to what Roger and Zverev did a couple of years ago, I believe. So that's going to be really fun, an experience that you'll never have the possibility to do again. So of course I had to say yes to that when I had the option. So it's going to be really fun. Then we're already in December when we get back. So, and the
do
next
you have any time to have a vacation? I mean, somewhere where you go to the Maldives, like every tennis player does, in November.
Yeah, I think I'll try to squeeze that in. The problem in Norway is that there's the weather is not great in December, so you need to go quite far, which is a little bit of a hassle as we're traveling as much as we do anyways. But it looks like I'm going to be able to squeeze in a little week of some resting. Yeah, otherwise I think it's impossible to get going again. But it's going to be nice. The next year starts already December 29th, so there's not much time this year to prepare, and makes it a little bit more challenging for us. I know many players wish we could start a little later, but it's going to be a fun concept to try something new, having a combined event and playing, together on a team against each other, rather than typical combined events where you have the men's tournament and the women's tournament. Now we're going to be together, so let's see how that concept works and how it goes. It's gonna be funny. We're gonna be a fun young Norwegian team.
I know it's going to be amazing. Everybody's looking forward to that one. Are you flying on the 25th again? Am I going to see you on the same plane again?
I think I'm going to be flying on the 25th. Yeah, because 24th in the evening of 24th is when we celebrate in Norway, opening games and the dinner and everything. But so 25th is obviously a nice day to do stuff, but it's not like a mandatory day in Norway. So I believe I will be on the plane down on the 25th.
I'll see you in Dubai then.
Yeah, could be.
All right. Let's talk about some of the other players. And the one I want to start with is the world number one, Carlos Alcaraz. Obviously had an unbelievable year. You played the finals against him at the US Open. He was just on fire this year. Now he's injured. He can't play anything else anymore until next year. How surprised are you to see it? And I mean, you know how physically tasking that all is. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for him, and you never want anyone to get injured, but it is a part of this job that we chose. Everyone will face them, unfortunately. You're just hoping for the injuries that you get won't last for too long. You know what I mean? Like that you can be back in quite recover quite quick and be back on tour. So that's sort of what I'm also thinking about. Maybe not every day, but sometimes that my body is the most important thing of my work, and I need to keep it running. And if I will face some injuries, some pains here and there, but sometimes it's better for us to sort of shut down a little bit too early, to be a little bit too careful sometimes, so that it won't get too serious and too bad, and that we will be out for too long. And I think that's maybe a good thing that Carlos did this week in Paris, where he felt a little bit, maybe didn't want to risk anything, and now he's out for 6 weeks, which is quite long anyways. But maybe if he kept pushing and thinking, this will go over, this won't be too bad, it maybe could be 3 months or whatever. You never know about this stuff. Yeah. So that's always very, very tricky, and the only one that can know best is yourself, your player, the player who feels it. But all of us, we have great teams around us with physiotherapists. We have options to visit specialists and all these things. So that's a good thing about our job, and that's typically how we do it. If you feel something is worse than just a day-to-day little struggle, then we talk with our team, of course, and explain everything. And it's always good to get maybe more than just one opinion. So we many of us I know would visit a specialist and sort of get a recommendation and all this stuff. So this is a part of the job, not the fun part, but it is a part of it. So it's sad to see that he has to end the year, but I'm sure that
he's in good hands.
He's in good hands, yeah, and I'm sure he's happy with the year, even though he couldn't play this last event. He won the Grand Slam and got the world #1, so who wouldn't be happy about that? So we all wish him, of course, speedy recovery, and I'm sure we'll see him back on fire next year on court. He always brings great intensity and a joy to watch. So yeah, he's going to be back for sure.
Yeah, I have no doubt about that. And it's probably, if you get injured, that's probably not a bad time of the year also. You don't want to get injured at the beginning of the year or something like that. Yeah. Hey, we have a surprise guest as well, who's moved up in the rankings. Holger, no, well, he's not joining us now, but Holger Rune, what are your thoughts on him? I mean, he was just rocketing up the rankings, the way he played in Paris. And won there was just outstanding. How much do you know about him? Obviously, we know you played against each other at the French Open, but surprised to see him going up that quickly?
No, not at all. I mean, we played each other quite a lot of times. I believe that I'm maybe the one who played him more times in his young career. We played 4 times already, so it's been quite many. And I've seen that he's improved every time we play, and it's become tougher and tougher for me to sort of hold him back or hold him off. So it's great to see that another Scandinavian is doing well. And we had a little, what should we say, conflict there in Paris in the French Open, but it's nothing to dwell about. It's great to see that he has improved his game, and that he's. I know that he's. Been into posture and all this stuff, behaving on court, so it's great to see that he's also improving every aspect of his game. And
because Stan Wawrinka, remember what he said in Paris at the handshake, stop acting like a baby.
I think that he showed that he was quite mature. He brought a good energy to the court when he was playing on center court and doing well. So it was great to see. I mean, he's young. He's only 19. Him and Carlos, I believe, are the same age. So it's great to have 2 of these guys now fighting for the biggest titles and winning them. So it's really, really impressive. And of course, a little bit of a surprise that he did as well as he did. But knowing that anyone at this point in, what should I say, tennis world, I feel like almost everyone can beat everyone, and that's a little bit more exciting. And just the general level of tennis has maybe raised, in all aspects, and more players can challenge the best ones in the world, which is fun. And you'll have these not crazy results, but a little bit more surprising results here and there. And it's fun to see that him and Carlos have sort of moved up and shown the world that they're here and that they were hungry, ready to play well. And he was a little bit fortunate maybe in Paris, because I believe against Wawrinka he saved a couple match points, and then he ends up winning the tournament. Right. So it just shows you how small the margins can be in this sport, and that's why we love it. That's why I love playing and watching many matches. So it's great. I mean, I think he's top 10 now as well. So great way to finish the year and breaking top 10. So we will see more of Holger for sure in the future.
Yeah, tennis always brings surprises, and that's why we love that sport so much.
Yeah, and I think that tournament in particular has always been a little someone coming, on the end there, winning it all.
That's
I think
true.
Ashanov did it some years ago, and I remember Jack Sock winning it once. So whoever has, I guess, more fuel in the tank in the end of the year has a great chance to do well there. And it was fun to see. He had 3 or 4 great weeks in a row, so it's really, really impressive.
It certainly is. And what about Novak Djokovic? I mean, what a year he's had. Lots of ups and downs. You're not being able to play and not getting points when he wins the Wimbledon title and everything. And I mean, he's not unbeatable, we could see. But your thoughts on his year, and what are your expectations for him next year?
Well, I think tennis-wise, he's played great. He's just been very unfortunate with the situation and how things have played out due to points. obviously him not being able to enter many countries, which has hurt him a lot on the rankings. But to me, he will always, be. I'm not one of the best, if not the best player out there, and always favorite. Pretty much every tournament he shows up to, he will be, in my eyes, favorite to win it. And I think he has shown that this year. He won Wimbledon. He won these 2 tournaments in earlier a couple of weeks ago, and then final now. Won Rome. So tennis-wise, I think he has done great. Only playing, I don't know, 8-9 tournaments, he's close to top 5 in the world. So that just goes to show that how good he is, and we all know that. But it's been, a little bit strange year, tough year for him, for sure, not being able to enter all these countries and play and do the thing he thinks he loves. So let's see how next year plays out. I hope that he can be able to enter these countries again, and that he can play a full year. He's like I said, in my eyes, he's pretty much always a favorite to win, except for maybe Roland Garros, where the King Rafa is always going to be the favorite there. But hard court, grass, he's always up there, being one of the favorites to win the tournaments.
And he said he wants to show the young guys, that he's still there, he's still present. So I think it's just a great combination of, all the older players, the really young players, and you guys are in between. That's just lots of different age groups, I think, and that's so much fun to watch. Well, we are very excited to watch it. Last but not least, you've been home for a bit now, and I think you've been in a TV show, and I think there was a song about you. There's actually a Casper Ruud song. I mean, how special is that? Was that a surprise?
Flotteste som noen gang har gått på Norges jord. Han Casper motherfuckings Ruud, superstor. Han spiller liten gullball over hele verden. Kom an alle sammen, bli med på ferden. Ja, det la 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 Casper Ruud.
I didn't understand anything, but that was pretty cool.
These guys are very talented, the Ilves brothers. I'm not sure if you... they have done quite well internationally with a couple songs, especially the one where they sort of make fun of the fox, what the fox actually says.
Which you want to give me a taste of it, because I don't know which one.
No, I'm not going to give you a taste. You should YouTube that, because it has over 1 billion views. They're fun guys, and really talented.
What was the song about? Your song? What were they singing about?
The thing was that they are having this new TV show. They have done almost everything when it comes to TV and in the media world. They have done all this crazy, funny challenges. But now they are making a show about one of the brothers take the 2 other brothers. So they're 3 brothers, and they all 3 go to their home village where they're born, and they are to produce 8 songs in 2 weeks. And to perform those 8 weeks at a concert in their home village. So this new show is really cool. It's really funny and interesting to see how they do that. So that's sort of how they are. That's what's going on for them these days. So in the show, one of the hosts asked them if they would be willing to take on a challenge and try to make a song in 2 minutes.
About you.
Yeah, not necessarily about me, but just if they would take the challenge. And then they were, caught surprised, and they said yes, of course. And one guy just asked, what are we singing about? They started making the melody, and then the host says, well, we have Casper here, so why don't you make an honorary song about him or to him? And then I started laughing. It was really surprising, and it just it's a nice song. It's a very positive song about me, I guess. And I'm not listening to it every day, but sometimes I tend to hear the melody in the back of my head. It was I'm not gonna say embarrassing, but it was a little. I was blushing a little bit. It was not. Was difficult to know how to react, but it was fun. It was. I think I hope people enjoyed it, but I don't know.
I think you should listen to it before you head on court in Turin. It maybe gives you a little bit of a smile on your face, a little bit of a blush, a little bit of color.
Yeah.
La 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 la, det Casper Ruud. La 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 la, for den här är du. La 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 la, det Casper Ruud.
Maybe I should ask Maybe I should ask the organization to play that song when I step on court.
You should.
Yeah.
You should. You should.
Get in my opponent's mind a little bit.
I love that you have a good sense of humor, Casper. Last but not least, you played tennis dressed up like a dinosaur. I mean, who does that? How did that come to that?
That was another fun little TV project I did. That's actually some years ago, but I think it has sort of come up a little bit on social media. That was another sort of comedian guy in Norway who wanted to challenge me to play a tiebreak, and we did all these crazy stupid challenges. He would tie my arm to a plank so that I would play with my arms like completely straight and not be able to bend my elbow, which was difficult, but I beat him. He couldn't beat me. And then I was playing with a frying pan.
Oh yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And I actually beat him there as well. And then the next he kept making it a little bit more challenging every day. And I told him, like, the toughest thing you can do for me is that if I can't move my legs, because I'll always be able to sort of hit the ball over and run really well and probably run better than yourself around the court. So eventually I'll just wear you out at some point. So if you make it tough for me to move, it's going to be more difficult. So he actually had this swimming feet, like these really big swimming shoes that you will have snorkeling or whatever.
Fins.
Fins on the feet, which are not easy to run in. But the problem was that I was serving too well, so I would just ace him, and then I would be able to, rip a return and win that way. So then the next one was the dinosaur. I had to dress up as a big dinosaur and have my arms playing like this. It was really difficult to see through the costume as well. And I actually won, which I was very happy about. And then the last challenge, I'm not sure if you saw that, but then he brought 3 really big police dogs, really strong dogs that I would have to tie around my stomach and in a leash.
Yeah.
And they love a tennis ball, so anytime he would hit a ball, they would just run towards the ball, and I had no chance of holding these 3 big dogs back and moving well. So then he beat me. I had no chance. I was a little bit scared because they were jumping all over the ball, and I was trying to hit it. I didn't want to hit the dog in the head. Maybe it got angry with me. So it was a fun challenge, yeah. But it's
lovely to see that you're always up for something different and so much fun. Hey, is your girlfriend still in the bathroom? Is she waiting to come out? Because then we should finish this. Because I think she might not want to walk out here.
She is not in the bathroom, but I have my dog there if you want to say hi to him.
Oh yes. What's the name of your dog?
Bias.
He's not listening clearly.
Here they both are. They are in the background here. So he's fluffy boy.
What's the name of the dog?
His name is Bias. It's a Norwegian name for a little Bias. Yes, it's good to see you.
Hello. How long have you had this one?
Yeah, he's about 2 years old. So he's a little he's a little Shih Tzu. He's a big Shih Tzu actually. And his name is Bias. It's a sort of Norwegian word for when you're young and a little, I don't know, you don't listen to your parents too much. Yeah, a little crazy. So it fits him quite well.
Well, lovely to be part of your family as well there. Casper, thank you so much. That was not as long as normal.
Yeah,
which is
of course.
Yeah. Good luck for Turin. Fingers crossed now for you.
Thank you, Barbara. Thanks for this episode, and see you again on the next show. Next episode.
Yeah. I think we might have one more left. I want to see you under a palm tree next, and I'm probably going to be in the snow.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Okay.
Djokovic. 6-7, 7-2, 6-2.